We start today's news at noon with this live look from our Skycam looking down on Pioneer Courthouse Square. Why, you ask? Because today's a big day at the square. The giant tree that will call the square home for the holiday season is arriving there this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Drew Carney, and we have KGW's Joe Ranieri live at the square for this big event. So, Joe, this morning we reported the tree would arrive around 12:30. Any updates on that front?
I do, and it's still scheduled to arrive at 12:30. And if you're wondering, well, could there be a delay at all? No. I talked with an organizers with this event who said it's actually staging up at Portland State University, so just up the street from me. And again, Drew, you said it's a giant Christmas tree. I want to hear your definition of what do you think a giant tree size-wise is. Give me it in feet.
I'm hoping 75 feet at least.
Did you know that's how tall it is? It's 75 feet. It's going to be delivered. Yes. Okay, well, you were better prepared than I am. I just kind of came out here willy-nilly to get some information, and you're right. It's 75 feet at Douglas Fir. Again, it's coming from a tree farm in Gaston, and it's already just up the road. But this is a fun time of the year. Everybody's getting ready for the season. I'll step out of the way. You can kind of see the giant crane behind me that's going to get ready to erect the tree here in just about 30 minutes or so. But again, this is an event that's been taking place in downtown Portland for 40 years now. And again, we're going to be seeing this tree come up here at about 12:30, so about 28 minutes or so from now, the tree will be up. And of course, if you're wondering when it will be lit up, that's going to be coming on the day after Thanksgiving. Drew, back to you.
All right, Joe Ranieri live at the square. From Joey, the Rain Man Ranieri, we turn to fellow meteorologist Hot Rod Hill in the Weather Center. What's happening there, Rod?
Using a crane, though, that's cheating, isn't it? You and I could have lifted that bad boy up, Drew.
You think so?
All 75
Maybe
feet.
with some rope?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a rainy day. The watches, the warnings, the reason to be on kind of alert, all of that is now behind us. But the rain really hasn't broken up that much. You're looking at the last 3 hours. And of note, you folks along the coast, especially down in Lincoln County and south of Newport, pretty good cluster of lightning strikes. There's also some lightning that's been detected offshore from Long Beach. Now, a closer look. Yeah, the rain did start to break up as we thought, but overall, it's still really more rainy than not, and that's probably going to continue at least for the next couple of hours. If you've been outdoors, you've no doubt noticed there's a breeze outside. Again, nothing alarming, but southwest of 16 in Aurora and Portland, Troutdale at 6 miles per hour. And we still have, these are sustained winds. We still have gusts up to about 20 miles per hour at times. So your afternoon rain gear continues to be needed with the breezes, temperatures in the 50s, and the likely rain at times continuing all the way through. We've got 55 degrees at 4 o'clock, still 50 at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, we still have heavy showers expected, so we're a little ways away from the weather calming down completely, and we'll have that 7-day forecast into the weekend coming up.
As you are well aware, Rod, we have seen some wild weather on the coast already this week, starting with what the National Weather Service confirmed was a tornado that rolled through Rockaway Beach on Monday night. It started as a waterspout before it moved on shore with wind speeds of about 85 miles an hour. The tornado wound up staying on the ground for a full minute or two. We actually talked to the superintendent of the school district there. Here's what he had to say.
It's really shocking to see the video and then just to kind of wake up to this morning. We don't normally see this in Rockaway. Basically from the ocean came in and basically blew all these doors open into, this is our pole barn where we kind of have a vehicle stored in here.
Yeah, the superintendent went on to tell us the storm caused nearly $200,000 worth of damage.
We love our kids and we love our community, and that's why we're here. The fact that we're out here today and not in our classrooms, that's a really, really tough decision for us.
Hundreds of teachers in Albany on the picket line again this afternoon for day 2 of their strike. Now, 2 days may not seem like a lot, but that already makes this the longest teacher strike in district history. Albany teachers say they're holding out for better pay, increased school safety, and smaller class sizes. The Greater Albany School District says progress has been made during recent negotiations, getting closer to the teachers' asks as far as pay is concerned. But the district also says they cannot afford to meet teacher demands when it comes to smaller class sizes.
We have allocated $5.5 million or something like that we are spending down in our ending fund balance, and the vast majority of that is going to this contract.
In a statement, the teachers union says it is willing to meet with the district as long and as often as needed in order to reach an agreement. Just south of Albany, in Corvallis, Oregon State graduate student workers also on strike after they failed to reach a new deal with the university. This is video from their first day of picketing yesterday. Last week, 93% of the union members that make up the coalition of graduate employees at OSU voted to authorize this strike. They're asking for a salary increase that matches the cost of living, better health care, and support for immigrants and their families. New here at noon, 5 people and 3 pets are without a home after a fire earlier this morning in southeast Portland. So this happened at a duplex near the intersection of Southeast 143rd and Stevens. Portland Fire and Rescue shared these photos right here that show just how big the flames got, all that smoke coming out of the windows and the garage door. It took firefighters about an hour to get it under control. There's no word yet on a cause. Portland police are working to figure out why a construction worker was on the tracks when a MAX train hit and killed him yesterday afternoon. KGW's Catherine Cook has the latest for us from East Portland.
Caution tape strung across East Burnside at 141st Avenue. It marked the scene of a deadly MAX crash Tuesday afternoon.
Our thoughts are with everybody involved right now.
TriMet spokesperson Tyler Graff says just after 2, a MAX train hit and killed a man crossing the tracks here.
The operator was stopped the train as quickly as they could.
Both TriMet and the Sheriff's Office Transit Police Division are investigating the crash. They say the victim had been working on this construction site near the tracks.
For some reason, which we don't know at the moment, but we are investigating, is this individual went onto the track.
TriMet halted MAX service for several hours, shuttling riders by bus. They don't know how this crash unfolded, but they're always stressing safety. They urge people to look both ways before crossing the tracks and avoid wearing earbuds.
So we're going to do the best that we can in the investigation to find out why that happened and, if it was avoidable.
By mid-evening, the MAX train moved on and streets reopened. The caution tape is gone, but questions over lost life remain. In Northeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
More sad news to report here this afternoon. This from Coos County, where sheriff's deputies found the body of a missing 5-year-old less than 2 miles from his home. The sheriff's office says Joshua McCoy was reported missing on Saturday. The initial report said he was napping with his mom that afternoon, and when she woke up, she said he was gone. Lots of questions remain here as the investigation into what exactly happened to Joshua continues. Meanwhile, in St. Helens, a current and a former high school teacher have both been arrested on sex abuse charges. They're expected to appear in court this afternoon at 1:30. Detectives arrested 46-year-old Eric Stearns and 64-year-old Mark Collins after a months-long investigation. Both are expected again to appear in court today. Stearns is the current teacher. Collins is retired. Investigators say the alleged abuse happened between 2015 and 2020 at St. Helens High School. Multiple former students have been identified, and police think there could be even other victims as well.